Let's do it.
It's time to play everybody's favorite game show before the podcast starts. We give Mike a Gen Alpha term and see if he can guess what it means. Mike, this is a tough one.
Oh.
This week's is chuggy.
Ew.
Chuggy?
Chuggy.
Ew.
You should know this one, I think.
Chuggy? Really? Oh, I have no idea. I'm afraid to even guess.
You've never heard that?
Chuggy? No, it sounds like a dog toy.
It does.
Yeah, or a dog.
Kendra, do you know what it means? I'm actually
Yes.
kind of shocked if you know what it means. What does it mean?
It's like cringy.
She's kind of right.
I
It's
am
someone who can be broadly used to describe someone who is out of date or trying too hard.
I proved to be chuggy on that one.
I think you said the
Mike's
wrong word.
chuggy. It is. Yeah. Welcome everybody to Bad Potato Salad, the show where Mike and I accost random strangers on the internet. That's right. Mike and I are professional comedians. We travel around the country professionally, including last night we were in Martinsburg, West Virginia, just so you know we're actually doing this. And here's what happens. Our beautiful rise read is 2 headlines they find across Reddit. Mike and I choose which one we think will be the funniest to blind react to. Then we blind react to that. Side note, we're not actually trying to help people. That is, if anybody learns anything from this podcast, that was unintentional for sure. We did not mean to do that. If it's your first time here, please listen to the show, then rate, review, and subscribe. If it's not your first time here, stop being a dick. Rate, review, and subscribe. It's free to do, and it's easy. And that's Mike Travers.
Yeah. Long drive home last night. A rough...
Long
Yeah,
drive.
we didn't get to bed till 5 a.m. probably.
Yeah.
I told them.
So if Mike and I look tired today, it's because we care about this podcast and we're willing to put the hours in here.
Dig deep.
Yeah. Who reads us those stories? That'd be our beautiful. Who actually holds the podcast together?
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, that would be our beautiful wives, Kendall and Alana. Kendall and Alana, say hi.
Hi.
Hello. Good afternoon.
What's that?
Good afternoon.
Say good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes, and Alana has a new Taylor Swift shirt. If you're not watching this on YouTube,
and a new Taylor
so
Swift cup. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I did a little mini merch
You did.
haul.
Yeah. All right.
last week.
Mini merch.
yeah.
I
So
might
if you
have
could
to do
subscribe to the podcast, we need money because I think my favorite compliment, because people like compliment sometimes on the podcast. Someone said the other day, it's like, I love that you guys are starting to get successful and that the money hasn't changed you. And that's when I realized that people think we make money doing this. So that was fun.
amazing.
That was fun. Yeah.
That's always the first question someone asks me when I'm like, oh my God, the podcast is doing so well. And they're like, are you making money? I'm like, no,
What's
$0.
that? Yeah.
But people like us, I
Yeah,
think.
people like the podcast. I don't know if they like us. They like the show, so that helps. Kick us off with 2 stories.
Okay. Let me say this.
I don't like
I did
this.
not edit these like I normally do. So it's going to be free for all. All right. Am I the asshole for thinking that my friend's teacher was wrong for taking away his team prize to help her granddaughter with cancer?
Hey, just for a note for people on Reddit, fucking make the headline shorter.
Right.
That is a full-on... That's a long sentence.
That's
That's
a-
alone a headline.
That's a run-on sentence.
That's a run-on sentence.
Yeah.
That's a run-on headline.
It's the shortest one we have the whole time.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
shit.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, like I lost what it said halfway through that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Something about a
so
team prize.
am I the
Yeah.
asshole for thinking that my friend's teacher was wrong for taking away his team's prize to help her daughter with cancer?
Happened again.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
Guess what? We're not reading that one. What's the second one?
Holy sh... Good Lord.
Am I the asshole for accepting inheritance from an elderly client instead of giving it to his estranged kids?
Oh, that one for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. Man, my next place is going to be old, rich, and sick.
Yeah.
What?
I'm
Honestly?
kidding, Alana. I'm doing it for our family.
For her family. I swear, I say this to Mike all the time. I love him more than anything.
But not more than some rich guy's inheritance?
Well, no, like
Yeah.
if he's no longer on the planet, I
Yeah.
would never get married again unless it was somebody that was like super wealthy.
Or they asked.
It'll happen
Really?
like 2 months after.
Yeah. She can be trying to pick people up at your wake.
Yeah, right.
Mike always says he thinks I'm going to get married right away.
I said you'll be married within a year for sure.
Dude, if
says that to me, too.
Alana died, I would just have to bring in a homeless person. Just be like, can you do laundry? Please. Like,
Please.
Can you cook? I'm
Help me
kidding.
with these cats.
Where do I go today on Mondays?
I'm kidding. I would never remarry.
Don't talk about me.
I don't
We'll
think I
make
would.
sure of it.
I really don't think I would remarry.
Never.
No. Would
Hey.
you?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Well, that wasn't a good
I
answer.
was not. Her hesitation
Well,
was like immediately.
There was a lot of weight in that
What
pause.
if you were dying and your last words were like,
Don't
please,
remarry?
Please, like, if you find someone like 10 years down the road, don't feel.
You think that would be my last words?
I didn't say
Not
I
that
would
guy.
remarry.
Not that
Yeah.
guy.
Before I meet the Lord, you'd be like, "Hey, babe, I just want you to
Yeah.
be happy." I'd be like, "I want you to be miserable because I'm
Oh,
dead." Like,
Wait,
girl.
Mike thinks that.
I said I don't even care if you get married. I just don't want you to have fun again. Just don't have fun.
And he's serious.
Could
Yeah.
you just not be happy for,
Yeah.
for eternity?
That's what he would love.
It's not much to ask.
Because I don't want you to get to heaven and then we have this awkward conversation like, who's Paul? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, right.
who's this guy you spent the second half of your life with?
Yeah.
True. All right.
Let's go.
Okay. Am I the asshole for accepting inheritance from an elderly client instead of giving it to his estranged kids? This is strange, but I inherited my former client's house. I'm 28 and I was his part-time caregiver for 3 years. His kids live across the country and have maybe visited him twice. I was there every day to help with groceries, appointments, and just to keep him company because he had no one else.
Aw.
So last month he passed away, and his lawyer called to let me know that I was in his will as the sole beneficiary for his house. The kids are completely unhinged, saying I put an old, lonely man under some sort of spell. But honestly, where were they when he was struggling and had less than 5 people in his life?
Right?
Aw.
Where were they when he was getting a spell put on him?
Yeah.
The house is worth probably $200,000, which would completely change my life. And his kids are saying that they will contest the will. They go on about how blood family should mean more than some other person, but they couldn't even pick up the phone to call him on holidays. So am I the asshole for keeping the house? This reminds me of the Billy Currington song.
The what?
Oh, yeah.
God is good.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
They probably
It's
have
an
no
old
idea what I'm
country
talking
song.
about.
It was like a popular for like a minute.
He met some
Yeah.
guy in Mexico, and then the guy gave him like his entire life's earnings.
Yeah,
Of his kids.
It's I 100% you're not the asshole because it's in his will,
Right.
Yeah.
And like like he purposefully redid his because I'm sure before he met that caregiver,
Right.
which was only 3 months ago,
Right.
the kids were getting
Oh,
everything.
it was only 3 months.
3
Was it
years.
3 years.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but even still, like
yeah,
he
right,
he redid the will in those 3
Right.
years to be like, hey, I'm gonna
For
give
sure.
it to
3 years is a long time for her
long time.
to see that the kids aren't involved in his life.
Right,
Like 3
right, right.
months would have been like, who knows what they were going through at that 3
Sure.
years. No, very
Yeah.
few phone calls or visits. Yeah, caught up to them.
dude.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is your reminder.
Yeah.
Take care of old people.
If they have
Take
money.
care of old people.
They sleep a lot. Check their financial statements while they're asleep. You can do this too. What would you do if someone just gave you
A house or money?
either? Like an old person that you were helping out, but you didn't expect because it doesn't sound like he was expecting it,
Right.
When from the story, he may have been there might have been talks about it, but like this guy could have just been like, hey, I'm holding on to this as my last secret, and you'll find out when I'm dead. Like I want you to have everything because you took
Also,
care
I
of me.
love that. Is it a girl or a guy? Does it
I don't
say?
know. I can't tell.
There's no chance it's a guy. Just for the record.
Oh, yeah. There's no chance. There's no
Look,
chance. Of
No,
I just mean a dude, most likely,
for sure.
is not like gonna be a caregiver of an older person that they
Right.
didn't know very well.
That's fair.
Well,
Generally speaking.
the guy will be the one that didn't visit. That's who his kids
Both
are.
of his
is a
kids
couple
were
guys.
boys. Yeah.
but
Couple
also,
boys.
it might be a man. I don't know.
This could have been this person's career, like a
Yeah.
caregiver.
Oh, that's a good point too.
Yeah, I mean, it
There's
definitely sounds.
caregivers.
I don't think he was just like, "Hey, we were neighbors, and I noticed you didn't have
Right.
anybody." so
That's
I'll
what I
start-"
thought
also-
it was. I don't
But
know
also,
why.
it's interesting. I think like
Oh, it's my former client.
Yeah.
okay, that
Okay.
makes
So
sense.
so okay.
So, yeah.
So it could possibly be a man.
Yeah, so it's like whenever you're like walking dogs on like the WAG app, and then you're like, "Hey, we can take this off the
Right,
app."
right,
you know
right,
what I mean?
right,
We can
right.
talk-
Let's
yeah.
do this under the table.
Yeah,
Not the asshole. Also, keep the house. Like
Yeah.
his kids weren't there. You were there.
yeah.
Like, that is
or
what it is.
sell the house and to the kids for
That would be
market
amazing.
value
That'd be
Well,
amazing.
and if, I mean, he obviously cared about this person. He took
Yeah.
care of him.
for 3 years.
Honoring
Yeah.
the will is, I mean, that's what that guy wanted to
Exactly.
do. You're not doing, that's dishonoring him if you don't do what he wanted you to do. I mean, it doesn't mean you can't give the kid some if you felt like it. Give him a little bit. Yeah, you got to take that.
I mean,
Sure.
the other thing too is like he was probably doing like as a former client, he's probably doing it for less money than he would have been charging if he was working through his office. So he's kind of doing this guy a favor by like charging him less to take care of him and look after him. So
And
like
possibly
Not-
free.
Yeah, I was gonna
Well-
say I don't think he was charging them at all.
That's the thing too. Like if that's the
Yeah.
case, then the kids should be thankful because they wouldn't have gotten anything anyway. Because
Right.
once you start getting into that level of caretaking, they take
Right.
everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah, not the asshole, man. Spend that
No.
money. Yeah,
get it.
Enjoy
Yeah.
that new house.
Take a
Keep
house.
it.
Yeah. Can I? So that sounds a lot similar to like what happened to our old neighbor.
Really?
So our old neighbor was like she was
I
alone.
was
Yeah.
thinking of her the other day.
Yeah, she was just alone. She lived alone for years, and like when COVID happened, like we kind of went over to her, not trying to get the house.
Yeah, I was like,
Trying to
Jared's
get
like,
COVID.
I saw an opportunity
Yeah.
I'm sorry
to dig in there.
These what was those PEP loans or whatever?
Yeah,
yeah,
PPP, yeah.
PPD loans.
PPP,
I was like,
that.
we didn't get to apply for one of those. I was like, I'll just take it. No, I said, I was like, hey, like Paula, you're like in your 80s. I was like, you shouldn't be going out because like it's not safe. I was like, if you need groceries or anything, let me know. Like I'll bring them over to your house. And then she passed away in her house, and like she'd like
Because you forgot to get the groceries. Shit.
no,
Jared didn't
when
check
She
on
starved to death because I never. It was COVID. I wasn't going out either. It was dangerous.
But when she passed away, the guy who got her house, he was like, it was the weirdest thing. He's like, she was our daughter's godmother, but like we hadn't talked to her in years, and
Like,
she just
not related.
she just had no family around to take care of her, and they just he's like, we don't know what we're gonna do with this house, you know what I mean? Like, and he just he got a house because he was just like he had known her from like 10, 12 years, 15 years prior to that when their wives worked together. Like it was a wild, it was an interesting. So like that kind of stuff happens, and seeing old people like alone is the saddest thing
Yeah.
in the world. So like, I mean, like, yeah, take care of old people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what they've been through, and especially if their family like doesn't even want to be part of their lives. Like that's so sad.
Also, and that's fine.
Or-
It seems like
Maybe that guy earned that treatment.
that was what
I
I
was
going
gonna
to
say
He
that,
might
but
have
I
been a
didn't.
bad dad.
say
He
it.
might have
Right.
been.
Yeah.
That's fair, but I mean, but
not
that doesn't-
without knowing the story, you know.
right.
We have so many questions now.
So many questions.
All right, are we ready for 2 more?
Take the
Let's
house
do
out.
it.
Honestly, I didn't. They're all so long. It's shocking now that I'm looking
Yeah,
at
that one
it.
title.
Like
Titles?
every one of them is so long. Not the stories, but the titles are insane. Okay.
Oh.
Am I the asshole for putting a family friend in her place when she suggested corporal punishment for my baby sister?
What's corporal punishment?
Like
I
I think
forgot.
physical abuse, right? Isn't corporal punishment physical abuse?
I'm not sure.
That's
the
my guess.
specifics.
So am I the asshole for putting a family friend in her place when she suggested corporal punishment for my baby sister? Or am I the asshole for telling my brother-in-law that his reasons for not letting his daughter get her ears pierced are misplaced at best and creepy at worst?
Yeah, you were right. Corporal punishment is like spanking
Thank
or
you.
physical.
okay.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
one do you want to do? Do you want to do the spanking one or do you want to do the ear piercing?
You pick. No.
Man.
Spanking or ear piercing?
Yeah,
is a
Yeah.
funny
which one's
question.
better?
Ooh,
Because these are both like kind of toss-ups.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Let's do spanking.
Corporal punishment.
Do
It is.
spanking. Okay,
Corporal
I'm
punishment.
ready.
Do you believe in
It's a good question.
in spanking children?
Just if they're not mine.
Mike goes to a bus
Yeah.
stop. It's like
Yeah.
playgrounds. Like I swear to God.
Hey, it's frowned upon. Like people get mad when I do it. Like and they're not like it. No. Yeah, I mean, off the record. No, I in between. Like
I
there's
feel like
there's
because as a
times,
parent, like
yeah.
we don't have that because we're not parents. But like I feel like as a parent, like
Yes, we are.
well to animals, but like and we spank Snowy
Also,
a lot.
you're not going to beat the animals.
No.
Yeah, I
Joey
mean,
gets popped on her bum
Yeah.
like
if
when-
need be.
When the kids were, I mean, first of all, I didn't have girls, so like, the girls would have been, I think, harder
Yeah.
to discipline, like that way. But a boy, every now and then, I didn't do it. They were.
Girls
good
were
kids.
harder
They're
to
good,
discipline.
Yeah.
I think he means because he would feel bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
guilty.
I
Yeah,
got
for
you.
sure.
yeah, it's just, they're just different.
My
Isn't
mom
it-
used to pinch my skin. She never spanked me, but she would like pinch my skin.
My mom used to threaten to. She'd walk around with a pancake turner.
Well,
And
my
that was
wooden
like
spoon.
she'd walk around like it was
Wooden
a weapon.
Spoon
Wooden
for me
spoon.
too.
Wooden
Yeah.
spoon.
My
Yeah.
mom used to always say, "I brought you into this world. I'll take you out of this
Yeah.
world."
Really?
And I'm always like, "How?" like how?
Yeah, she.
Yeah, she would not. But the
We've
other
seen
thing,
her.
that they had like this paddle that they never used on us, but they would hit a lot of other things in the house to scare us.
Interesting.
Ew.
You know, they'd be like, "Stop!" and they'd smack the counter or whatever, and then the paddle broke. We never used it. It never got used.
I bet that paddle got used late at night.
Damn,
Heyo.
damn.
Yeah,
we-
that paddle
I bet
was
it did
used.
too.
I know what that paddle was for.
Don't. I mean, we could have a
Do you
whole.
think my mom was bad?
Oh yeah, she was a bad girl.
No.
She doesn't listen, right?
the only,
I don't think so.
the only.
I think she knows how Spotify works.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know. Well, there's a whole conversation we could have about this, but the one thing my mom did all the time was, it was the Vulcan death grip. I'm not a Star Wars person, but that's what that.
Oh,
Give
like
you the
pinch it,
Vulcan-
like your shoulders.
Oh, because my brother was a terror, and so if he would be bad and be doing something, that was her thing. Like the second she would pinch this nerve right here, drop to your knees.
Yeah.
like that was like her control move.
Your mom
I
was
don't know about
Spock.
that.
Your mom was Spock. What's that? Yeah, like yeah. My dad sometimes he would give me like ones right behind the jaw. Sometimes there's a
Ew.
pressure point there.
Right.
You know, just
Like
rough
do
housing, like not
something
like
to,
being like
to
yeah,
jolt
just-
you out of
yeah.
it. Yeah, the Vulcan death grip. She would just grab your and he would just drop.
And we turned out pretty fine.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
remember when you could hit kids in school? Remember when teachers could hit?
Oh,
kids?
yeah.
Was that you? Was that when you were in school at that point?
100%. Yeah,
I-
you got swatted all the time.
Still, for me, our parents had to write a note
Saying
to
they could.
tell them that they were not allowed to physically discipline us
That's so
in
crazy.
school. My parents had to write a note still when I was there.
And I think that's like if you're gonna pay teachers less, allow them to hit some kids. But if you're gonna pay teachers a living wage, like you can't hit the kids. But if you want to pay them a little bit
Honestly,
less,
The teacher should each
was a
teacher should be
principle.
given 10 swats a year to give. And if you use them by November, you're done. Like you can't use but it's
gonna be a long spring.
Yeah, you get 10 swats. They can all be on one kid, they could be on 10. You can
could you imagine just hitting one kid 10 times?
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah.
Honestly,
I love that.
When I was a substitute teacher for a hot second, I threw erasers at my kids.
That's so funny. We used to throw erasers at substitute teachers. So
Well, there we go. I do not have a teaching degree. That's a great question.
no, you don't
Laura.
need one. You
No,
just
in
need
the
a
state
degree.
of
You just need a degree.
in the
yeah.
state of California,
Different
you need
states,
a degree in anything.
Yeah.
And you need to pass a basic education skills test, and then you can be a teacher.
Yeah, a substitute teacher.
Yeah.
They offered me a fucking job.
Really?
At
Teaching what?
Sorry, should I not have said F?
No, you're fine.
Mike gave me a look. Oh, do you know what they offered me a job doing? High school honors biology. I have a communication degree.
Oh,
I'm not
Kendall's like,
joking.
I've never
No.
taken biology or
I'm
honors.
I'm not joking
But-
at all.
But you could communicate it well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can read, right?
You can communicate
We're
what
about to
you
find
didn't
out
know.
if she can read.
They,
right.
yeah.
No, you're
Oh,
fine. You're
yeah.
fine. It was just, I thought it was a good segue.
Oh, it's absurd.
No
it's,
offense, but that is
no,
insane.
No, you should say
Because
that.
I also
It
have a
is-
communications degree, and I have no.
It is
business
insane.
teaching
It is
children biology.
ludicrous that they legitimately were like, "Hey, you can go get your credentials at night.
Oh, I
We'll
fucking-
give you this. We'll give you this job right now. We need a high school honors biology teacher. We'll give it to you right now. We will pay you full benefits, everything. Just go get this like extra thing at night."
And that's why
wrong,
we
yeah.
abolished the Department of Education. Starting to think it wasn't such a bad idea.
Honestly, dear. Shit. All right. Am I the asshole for putting a family friend in her place when she suggested corporal punishment for my baby sister? My 26-year-old little sister is 9.
All right, she's not a baby. Oh, shit, she is a baby. Okay.
9, yeah.
9, yeah.
You thought 26 was
26,
the-
yeah. I was like, that's not
Thank you,
punishment.
26-year-old. That's a different punishment.
You got to pay for that.
Yeah.
She's on the spectrum and she's generally really well behaved. One of the things that she does do, though, is repeatedly ask about the same thing when you say no. Instead of folding, we just continue to calmly tell her no and redirect her attention to something else. We had an old family friend, let's call her Lynn, who came to visit my mom yesterday. She was my mom's neighbor when I was growing up, and we all went to the same church, and I went to school with her 3 sons. So naturally, they developed a friendship. She's like your typical older aunt who doesn't mind the business that pays her. Like, she'll ask intrusive questions and she'll give advice that nobody asks for. When she came over, one of the very first things she said to me after greeting me was, wow, you've gained a lot of weight since the last time we saw each other.
Everyone needs someone like that in their life.
Yeah. It's just a little dose of reality. Yeah. Whoa, wake up call.
So I ignore her comments about my weight because people have been doing that to me my whole life. Aw. And I stopped caring over time. We were talking and having snacks in the living room. My little sister was playing.
I knew Mike was going to say
Wouldn't have
something.
followed it up with that sentence. She really doubled down. I'm kidding.
We were eating 7 bags of Doritos. Okay. We were talking and having snacks in the
You said
living
you were
room.
eating several bags of Doritos?
I did.
That wasn't in the stories?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought-
That was in my story.
Yeah.
I think I ate Doritos for breakfast today.
My little sister was playing in the dining area, and she's really been wanting to go to her favorite store and get her favorite snacks. And I promised her that we would go tomorrow. So we did do that. But she came over and asked me a bunch of times, are we going to the store tomorrow? Are we going to the store tomorrow? At least 5 times while we were in the middle of a conversation with Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, Lynn says to my mom, you know me, if any of my sons did that after 3 times, I would beat the black off of them.
Jesus. Yeah, maybe you should have edited the story
I
a
didn't
little
know.
bit.
I told you. She said, give her some discipline. And I looked up and without hesitation said, I remember you beating those kids for the smallest things growing up, and now where are they? Your eldest was found dead in a ditch 3 years ago, and the other one was arrested for drug possession recently. Shut the fuck up about my sister. My mom said...
This got dark.
Yeah.
My mom
Holy.
said Lynn was out of line and escorted her out, and then she turned to me and said, you were right about what you said, but you should not have brought up the kids. That wound is still fresh for her.
Oh.
And
she should not
that's
have brought
not
up
fair.
her bad, like
And-
her kids, yeah.
And I think she deserved to be put in her place. So am I the asshole?
I mean, you're
sounds-
definitely the asshole.
Wait, they're friends?
Yeah.
And they talk to
th-
each
It's like
other
her
like this?
mom's friend.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely the asshole for saying that.
Yeah.
Lynn's way out of line. I mean,
Right.
Jesus,
But you knew that about
Right.
her.
Right.
You know, and you got pulled into her level.
But
on
also,
it.
like, you can't comment on someone else's parenting when yours failed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, also, like, maybe you just shouldn't comment on other people's parenting at
Ever.
all because,
Ever.
like, that's kind of your thing. Like,
Ever.
if you're a parent, the way you choose to raise your kids is your business.
And everyone's going to have an opinion no matter what.
For sure.
So just don't
Yeah,
comment
does
on
anybody
anyone
ever
else's.
think, like, when they give advice to, like, a parent about, like, the way they're raising their kids?
They're
it's
like, I never thought of it
That
that
was
way."
super helpful. Yeah. Thank you so much. I will beat that kid.
Yeah. With
You know
the
what?
iPad
Thanks.
that I just gave them.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Corporal
and also
punishment.
a kid being on the spectrum, how you gonna beat a kid? Like what?
It's insane.
And also, like,
Get it.
yeah, like when someone's on the spectrum, like they get excited about
Yeah.
doing daily functions, like going to the store is like a big event for them. So like,
It's like you.
I was just...
I do
He's
get
like,
excited.
can
about
I
going-
like pick out the snacks?
I do get
See,
excited
Rick,
about
I
that
love
for
that.
sure.
I don't let
yeah.
him come because he just throws like anything in the cart.
Oh, I'm
Like
like,
a-
if you take me
like
down
a
the cereal
kid.
aisle,
Yeah.
bad idea.
Well, listen. If you haven't been to our house recently...
Are you gonna
we
hit
ha-
me?
No.
I might. No. We have a whole cereal selection and a snack selection because
really
Mike
stepped
loves...
up my game.
Tell.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
your favorite cereal?
I'm probably Lucky Charms if I had to pick one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's yours,
Don't know.
Alana?
I really like that healthy one we have upstairs, the Cascadian Farms.
No, it's
That's
Crave.
Crave.
It's Crave.
If there's not marshmallows in it, it's not even cereal. It's oatmeal
It's like
at
a
that
healthy
point.
alternative to cinnamon,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's not bad. Yeah.
I'm
it's
not
great.
gonna
really
lie. He's bought some Raisin Bran Crunch recently that I've been very into.
Oh, look at you! You're
Yeah.
getting old.
I'm so old.
How's your fiber
How's your
intake?
fiber intake?
Yeah.
Well-
I would tell you that. Yeah, you're not the
No.
you are the asshole
Yes.
for what you said about her
Yes.
kids because
Yeah.
like that's a messed up
That's
thing.
shitty.
Regardless, and it's so fresh. Like her kid just got arrested or whatever, and
There's
like
no reason to be mean.
And
Yeah.
even if it's not fresh, losing a child has to be the hardest thing in the world.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like I can't even imagine that. But she's also the asshole. They're both the asshole for the way that she said like we're gonna take this kid and you know. Give it punishment, like hit the child. Like you don't hit a child. That's just because if the child were throwing a tantrum or something like that, and you need to correct them. Like that's one thing. Take him out of the situation.
Yeah.
She's just excited about going to the store. She wasn't even doing it.
I
you know what
know, right?
And like raising a kid that has like
A disability.
disability of some kind. It takes training and learning
Patience.
and reading and understanding how to deal. Like to come in and comment on how you should deal with that with no knowledge of what she's going through or what the effect is on that kid is. Just pointless.
The other thing is Lynn is seeing it for like Lynn's the lady's name.
yeah.
Lynn's seeing it for like a 20-minute span. This mom
Right.
deals with it
Right.
24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like if you're that put off in 20 minutes. Imagine what that mom feels every day of the week. Like it's probably exhausting raising a child that has a learning disability.
It's
or like
exhausting when they don't.
couldn't even. That's probably fair too. Like I couldn't even
try
imagine
raising
that.
Kendall.
Yeah. Mike has 2 kids, and then he raised his wife. And that's
My parenting skill would have been if they kept asking, I just went to the store.
like fair.
Let's just go to the store now.
Why don't we just do this
Let's
right now?
just do this.
Whatever the opposite of corporal punishment is, that's my.
That's called being friends.
I know. I just said yes to everything.
Were you that guy?
Oh yeah.
He
Still am. I love it.
I'll be
Yeah,
honest. Mike does seem like a fun dad. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I
He's
mean?
the best
like,
dad.
I do anything they ever want. Anything that I'd try to do anything for them.
Good thing they don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
don't?
They'd be asking for a lot more.
Yeah,
I
don't
would
know.
be asking for a lot more. No, how rude, right?
Yeah, it is
how
rude. Yeah, it is rude. I feel like I'd be a fun dad.
Yeah.
I think you'd be a fun dad too.
Enough. He thinks it's fun for like an hour. He'd be like, "Come on, let's
Yeah, it is
have
fun
kids."
for an hour.
And
Yeah.
for an hour, like
It's not
he'd be
fun for
like,
the rest of the
I
23.
I could be a fun dad. I'll play with the
I
kid.
would be a
Like,
fun dad.
An hour
Yeah.
later,
Yeah.
you'd be snapping.
Yeah.
Is this kid gonna sleep here?
Yeah.
Wait, we have him all the time.
Oh,
boy.
we should get divorced just so we have
Somebody
custody.
take care of this.
Yeah.
Not you. You are the asshole.
Yeah.
You are the
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah, totally.
I didn't.
get it.
I didn't think that was going to be possible for her to be the asshole
Right,
in this
but
story.
she was.
Yeah.
And she ended up being the asshole.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. I love when we have that take.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the asshole for planning to break up with my girlfriend while my kids are at their mom's because I just want peace in my own damn house?
You're not going to get
Whoa.
a piece if you send her packing.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
the fight's gonna be.
Or am I the asshole because I told a stranger to F off and mind her own business?
I like when people plan out breakups.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like if you like want to break up with somebody, just break up with them.
Right.
You don't need to make it an event. You know what I
Agree,
mean? Like
agree.
that's a.
Agree. Let's do that one.
Make it an
Ta-da.
event.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I like that.
you plan an engagement, not a breakup. You know. We should take
Right.
this to the next level where we don't see each other at all.
Right. Yeah. If you're
Yeah.
planning a breakup, like, just leave.
Just do it, yeah.
Just leave.
Yeah, unless you're planning a breakup, Lana. Plan it out
Lana, you
for
can't
like
go
6 to
anywhere.
8. I need 6 to 8
Honestly.
years. I need a 2 weeks notice at
Yeah,
least.
you have to give a 2-week notice.
No,
We're committed at this point.
Not planning
2
anything.
weeks notice.
All right. Am I the asshole for planning to break up with my girlfriend while my kids are at their mom's because I just want peace in my own house?
So this guy's just breaking up with her because he's just wants quiet.
I'm not sure.
That sounds nice. Quiet.
Quiet? It's quiet in our house all the time.
I don't know. You're pretty loud. Okay. I, 33 male, have 2 kids, 5 and 9, and have been in a relationship for about 3 years with a 29 female,
3329.
33, 29, who now
Thank
lives
you.
with us. It started off fine. Fun, a little chaotic, but I've always had a soft spot for people who need fixing.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't say that.
Not a great way to start your
Like
think
the
about your
Taylor
girlfriend.
song, I
can fix him, no, really, I can.
This
Yeah.
girl's all right, but she needs a little fixing.
Yeah, if we could just get tune up
Yeah.
a little bit. Just a little tune up.
Yeah. He talks
All right.
about her like he
Another
got
Taylor song. Long story short.
like he's
There we
flipping
go.
houses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Long story short.
Long story short, she moved in a year and a half ago. Since then, my home, the place I built as a safe, stable space for my kids. That was hard for me to read. Safe, stable space for my kids has become an emotional minefield. My girlfriend has regular episodes where small things like my kid not saying hi fast enough trigger huge guilt trips, shutdowns, or silent treatments.
I thought he could fix her.
No, really, he can't.
Yeah.
Every week feels like I'm defusing a bomb.
Ooh.
That sounds like someone we know. When she's not spiraling, she's complaining about work, her weight, her family, my kid's mom, the weather, my face.
My face.
I don't even know anymore. When I try to set boundaries or just ask for space, I'm hit with, I'm not respected here. You never consider my feelings. Or the classic, after everything I do for this family, ...
And your face looks dumb.
And your face
Yeah.
looks
And your
dumb.
face is dumb.
Hate your face.
Here's the kicker. She's not the kid's mom. Their actual mom, my ex, lives about an hour away, and we do co-parent. I do 95% of the parenting.
That's
But
not
how's that
co-parenting.
co-parenting?
That's not
Yeah,
co-parenting.
right.
That's not co-parenting.
Yeah.
I do 95% of the parenting. financially support the house, and keep the emotional landscape steady so the kids have some sense of normalcy.
Can I tell you, this guy's going to break his own arm patting himself on
I
the
was
back.
going to say, he sounds like a
100%.
lot.
He is giving
Yeah.
himself all the
Yeah.
Quite
credit.
the dad, too.
Yeah. He's like, you're not going to believe this. I wrote this story, but I didn't have to. 'cause
There's
someone
no
would've-
chance his
Yeah.
ex would say he does 95% of the parenting.
100% not. That's my
Also-
first thought.
Also a very unselfish lover.
Yeah.
Just throwing that in that
Yeah,
story.
you
I don't even
always
need-
finish first,
Yeah.
don't you, babe?
It's not about me.
Meanwhile, my girlfriend contributes about 20% of the rent, zero emotional regulation, and a constant cloud of resentment if things aren't about her. I'm emotionally tapped out. I've already envisioned paying her to leave.
Ooh.
He's what?
He said I've envisioned
Paying her to leave.
Paying her to leave?
Really?
Literally offering her a few $1,000s just to move out peacefully when the kids are with their mom. I don't hate her. I
Yeah,
just
they
want...
won't notice at all. Like, where's that other lady? Like,
I think he's done fixing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
he
At
is
it.
done
moved
fixing.
on.
Yeah.
I just want to go to bed without...
Wait, is that Alana?
Maybe he's just
Are you,
tired. Maybe-
Alana, are you speaking right now?
Maybe he's just sleepy. I thought I was grumpy at her. It turns out I'm just a little tired.
Imagine him sitting in the computer writing that story and then being like, I just want to go to bed. You know, like, just-
Then here's the thing: get off Reddit and fucking go to
Yeah,
bed.
go to bed.
Well, he just wants to go to bed without bracing for impact.
Oh.
I want...
She's into pegging.
Bracing for impact.
I want my kids to live in a house that doesn't silently revolve around managing someone else's mood.
Fair.
Am I overreacting for planning a quiet, structured breakup during summer break so I can finally feel like myself again?
No, but you should probably just do it now.
Yeah, but also
Sounds
this
like-
guy sounds like the problem. Like he
Totally.
sounds like
I don't-
like Fig Jam a little bit. Fuck, I'm great. Just ask me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he's
Ooh,
you know
I've
he
never heard
really.
that before.
It's
I've
a
said it
Phil
on this
Mickelson
podcast
thing.
before, so like you've definitely heard it before.
It's
you just
Phil
forgot.
Mickelson, right?
It's Phil Mickelson. Yeah,
The
but
golfer.
it's 100% like he's part of the problem and he's just pushing the blame. It does sound
Yeah.
like that. Does from a guy's
Yeah,
perspective.
he sounds like a lot, but yeah,
Would you ever say I do 95% of the parenting and I do 100% of the emotional?
Oh yeah, I would throw those percentages out on everything. Anytime I do anything, it's the most of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
do the dishes, I always do.
I got all of the
I do
dishes.
dishes 80% of the time. I do
Yeah.
the laundry not like I always.
So funny.
Yeah, but
Do you think he's a problem though? He
I
sounds
think he's
like
a problem. I mean, his responsibilities is for the kids, and those things are probably true though. What he's saying about her, and if he feels that way, then yeah, because he sounds like he's at least doing the responsible part of life. Taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
That's fair. Do you think he's the asshole for planning the breakup?
No, I feel like he's
It feels
trying to
like
be
he's-
sensitive to this person. Doesn't want a lot of drama at the exit.
But he feels
his
like he's
mind's
pushing
made
a
up.
lot of the blame on her to justify the breakup. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
but
she's an emotional bombshell. Like she's irresponsible. She's triggered by the dumbest things. I have
Yeah,
to
because he
brace
didn't
for
give us
impact.
an actual example of anything that she did.
Right. It was just a lot of like, here's what you do wrong. I'm doing everything I can
Right.
to keep this house afloat.
Right.
It truly does sound like he's pushing a lot of the, like if you're not happy, you don't need to
Right.
give us a bunch of reasons why you're
Right.
not happy.
You can-
if you're not,
yes.
just leave, right?
Yep.
And they don't even need to be right. The reasons that you want to leave somebody don't even have to be.
So,
But-
Mike, we have to have a talk.
Well, but it's hard. It's easy to leave, but it's harder to have somebody leave. That's the problem.
But it's
he's
fair.
trying to be sensitive, and because you're uprooting her. The person is not going to
That's
get
fair.
dumped. You're uprooting her life too. You're saying not only are we breaking up, but I need you to get out.
I'm not saying
that's sensitive. That's a tougher thing.
And that's fair, but it's the way that he's saying like,
Oh yeah,
it's
he's-
all her.
Yeah,
It's all her.
He sounds terrible in every way, but it's his house, it's his kids. It's and he wants to break up.
It sounds like he got into a relationship with
Before he was ready, or somebody that was just younger.
somebody that was a little bit younger than him and that was like fun and wild.
Yeah,
That's fair.
And he liked it and he liked that energy and then was like, this will translate well.
I just want to sleep.
Raising kids. And now he's like, shit, you can't marry Vince Neil and not
Yeah,
expect
right.
what's happening. As
You
Mike would
can't marry
Yeah.
Liam Neeson and not expect to get taken every now and
Right,
again.
exactly. That's like, it's like he knew
Yeah.
and now he's like, shit, this doesn't work.
But here's the other thing too. From just what it sounds like, it also sounds like that like she likes to be the center of his attention, which is fine because she's his wife or whatever, girlfriend, and she doesn't like the kids getting the attention. So that's why she's trying to pull back a little bit.
yeah,
a little.
maybe.
It just sounds a little bit like that. But also, it does sound like he's saying like, "Here's how awful she is, and here's how much I'm doing to keep this relationship." Does it not sound like that, Alana?
Yeah.
Do you think he's the asshole? for planning the breakup, I guess is the
Why does that bother you that he plans it?
Yeah.
I think it bothers me that he's like won't just do it.
Waiting.
You know what I mean? Like
I feel
just
the
like
same way.
if you're that unhappy, like why are you?
He's trying to be thoughtful, I think.
But what is the? I mean, but why is it thoughtful?
Because you're uprooting someone's life that didn't cheat on you, that didn't.
Right.
She did little things that added up.
Right.
And that's a harder
But
thing.
he wants to break up. Why is waiting more time better?
Well,
Yeah.
it's not better, but I'm saying I don't think he's the asshole for doing it and trying to be deliberate and trying to,
Okay.
Yeah, I
get
don't
everything
think
in order.
He
Okay.
should put it off, but I don't think the planning is a problem.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
all. Yeah, I'm not saying it should be like, hey, a year from now.
Yeah,
You know, like, I
I got a 5-year exit strategy.
Yeah,
out of
right.
This. I think it's a
We're
business.
gonna date 4 days a week.
I mean, I just think if you're unhappy, just rip the Band-Aid
Right,
off.
be
It's not
done.
going to get better. Just do it.
Not the asshole.
Yeah.
To me.
I don't think he's the. I think he is the asshole a little bit for planning it.
I don't. I think
I
it's-
don't.
That's fair.
I think it's and again, there's kids involved too, so like they're gonna be affected by this as well. So there has to be some thought and some plans. and
But also
knee
he's
jerk reaction.
But he's planning to do it while the kids are out of town. So with their mom. So when they come back, they're like, "Where's this other
That
lady?"
is
You know what I
good
mean?
point.
So
yeah, but way better than seeing her crying away out and
Yeah,
they're sitting there
fair,
and
fair.
she's throwing stuff. Like that's the best time to do is when they're
She's
gone.
throwing.
she's
stuff.
throwing style like
Well,
how
I'm saying like it's not. I'm sure she's gonna be
Mike,
upset.
you forgot he could fix her.
He didn't. He was unable to fix this one.
He tried.
Also, when someone comes off and immediately says, "I thought I could fix them," it's like,
Yeah.
how about you just let the person be themselves? You're either
Yeah.
gonna love them for who they are, or you're
right.
not. You know what I mean? Like you're not. There's no reason to try to fix somebody.
That's
You're
hard.
not. You're not a mechanic. You're.
Where were
not
you
a
before?
mechanic.
Where were you
Yeah.
when I met Kendall?
You call this fixed?
Yeah, no,
She's unhinged on this podcast.
I did marry Vince Neil.
This is
There's
fair. Kendall is one.
There's
Kendall
no
is.
doubt. We went to bed at 5:30 in the morning. I was just like, what is
That's
going
insane.
Also,
on?
wasn't just because of me, just to put that out there.
Wow, can you fix Mike then? He's just tired. He wants to go to
I
bed.
tried.
I just want to go. to bed.
Honestly,
No.
he wanted to go to bed. Megan wanted to go to bed.
Yeah.
Megan went to bed.
Kendall's got a lampshade on her head. What's bed?
Poor Megan fell asleep sitting up.
Sitting up. It was the greatest thing. We had a friend in town.
You know,
who was amazing. And
I-
she fell asleep sitting up on the couch last night.
I will tell you the most amount of times I fell asleep sitting up was with you two. So that's I don't know if that's
Yeah, Kendall
That's
doesn't
fair.
have an off switch.
That's fair.
She's fun all the time.
yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys. I'm going to take it as a compliment. Okay, here
You
we
should
go.
take it as a compliment
You're always
that
fun.
I'm
You're fun.
talking
You're just
to
a fun
everybody.
person all the time. You're always fun.
Lana, you're very fun too.
Thanks, babe.
Thank you, but I don't like to stay up late.
That's true.
I just want to go to bed.
Alana's
I do just wanna go to
idea,
bed.
like again, she read that and she was like, "I just want to go to bed." And
Yeah.
we were like, "Oh, Alana's
Alana's
saying that
like
to
a
us.
gremlin. You can't feed her after 9 p.m. or she gets real.
I want both. I want to
Yeah.
party all the time and go to bed at 8. Like, I want both.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
you gotta
I'm
start,
always tired.
You gotta start drinking during the day then.
Yeah, I'd rather
Day drink on a patio.
afternoon, like margaritas
Yeah.
on a patio, and then
Go to bed
like,
at 7.
Be home by 6, shower, tucked in around 8:30. That's my
Honestly,
idea
that
of
sounds
fun.
like a great night.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You're not.
And then
even,
drink in
Yeah.
bed.
Kendall, you haven't even
And
gotten.
then I get up and start over. Okay.
8:30 at night. You haven't even gotten dressed. Yet.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Am I the asshole?
Wow.
Am I the asshole for refusing to do something special on my wedding day for my sister because she refused to do something for me at hers?
Nothing like being petty.
Or am I the asshole for allowing my dad to give any of my mom's late mom's jewelry, to his fiance or their daughters?
Read that second one again.
Am I the asshole for not allowing my dad to give any of my late mom's jewelry to his fiance or their daughters?
Okay.
The wedding one is kind of funny.
Okay, let's do that one.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
one-
we
that
were
one
kind
was
of
tricky,
we were down the middle. I mean, honestly, I don't think like I wouldn't feel comfortable if my mom was like, "Hey, I'm going to give your dad's wedding ring to another guy." Like I wouldn't feel great about that. You know
I'd
what
be
I mean?
sad, but it also, I don't know. I'd rather somebody, have it.
Yeah, like somebody in the family, not your
like-
future
Well,
fiance.
I assume that he didn't have it. Yeah, maybe it could wait.
Yeah.
if they wanted him. I don't know the ages here.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the wedding one.
Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to do something special on my wedding day for my sister because she refused to do something for me at hers? I, 30 female, am getting married this week, and my sister Jessica, 28, got married 2 years ago. A couple of weeks before her wedding, my ex left me for another woman. Whoa. And it was devastating because I was thinking he was about to propose. At my sister's wedding, I asked her if she
He got down on his knees to break up with her.
That's called planning a breakup. We just realized that's not a good idea.
That's
you move
how
out.
we should do
Will you
it.
move out? Here's
a key.
here's
Will
a
you
key
move out?
to another house. Yeah.
I changed the laws.
Yeah.
At my sister's wedding, I asked her if she could throw the bouquet to me to wish me luck. But she refused and said she didn't want to damage it. And I asked her to maybe lend it to me for a few pictures. And instead, she said no to that as well. And I said nothing more at the time, and I didn't bring it up again until now. Now, my sister's pregnant, and she wants to announce it at my wedding.
Oh, no.
She
So
asked,
the bouquet didn't work.
the bouquet did not work. She asked, and I said absolutely not. And then she asked me why, and I told her, number one, the wedding is for my fiance and I.
100%.
And number two, she didn't do anything nice for me that I asked her to do on her wedding day. So why would I do that for her? She's mad. She says I'm being ridiculous. And our mother says that I'm being childish.
No.
So am I the asshole?
No.
It's your sister trying to steal a moment in your day.
100%.
She should just get on like Facebook and say, "Hey, my sister's pregnant."
Yeah.
and
Oh
just
my
ruin-
God.
Just announce
That'd
it.
be so right before the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem solved. Everyone knows.
That's, I mean, you can't read that story from the sister's perspective. That's, the one that's having the baby and be like, I'm in the right here.
No.
Like, let me steal a moment of your day to announce hey, can we also make the inside of the cake blue?
Let's do a gender reveal at your wedding.
Yeah.
How about that?
Gender reveal wedding cake.
Yeah,
That's great.
we're gonna throw the bouquet, and then when someone catches it, blue dust is gonna fly out of
Or
it,
pink.
like that, or pink. Well,
Why's it gotta be
yeah,
blue?
well, I was just
Why is it got to be blue? I don't understand why somebody
insane.
would like do that to their sister. Like, to
oh,
be
I
like,
100% understand why, because they're jealous of them having their like a moment on like in their life.
I guess.
100%. The fact that she was like, I'm not even gonna throw you the bouquet because I don't want to damage
Get
it.
out
Yeah,
of here.
fuck off.
That
Like, what do
bouquet
you?
is going to be dead in 36 hours.
Why didn't
Yeah.
why didn't she want her to throw it?
I don't know.
I don't think she wanted to throw. Well, she didn't throw it at all.
Don't they throw the
to her?
I mean, isn't
They
that
didn't. I didn't see any answers to that.
Did you throw the bouquet?
Oh.
To be fair, I've seen you throw. You would have hit something.
I don't think I did.
Also, I
don't
don't
think you
did.
know. I think I did it our first wedding. I think I did it in Hilton. I feel like I threw it across the pool, but now I can't remember.
Yeah,
I have
can't
no
remember.
idea. Also, doesn't matter.
But here's what you would remember: if your sister announced her pregnancy at your wedding.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Would it bother you? I don't feel like you're
It would-
somebody that
I-
would bother at all.
No, it
I was going to
wouldn't.
say I don't think you would have any problem.
It would bother me.
It wouldn't.
I think
to
it would-
me.
it would
But
bo-
I understand why it would. I can understand.
Yeah, right. I understand if the
Right.
person having the wedding it bothers them. That's end of story.
Yeah, I
it wouldn't bother me at all. I don't see the problem.
I
with
think
it.
I think it would bother me that someone asked. You know what I mean? Like it would bother me that they even asked to like, hey, can I take a moment away from your special day that you've planned and worked hard for?
That sounds
And-
more aggressive and egregious.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right.
and,
like,
and all here,
Yeah.
all your friends and family are here,
Right.
Like, because normally when you announce a pregnancy, it's a Facebook post, and then if you do a gender reveal, that's a party where you invite everybody. To announce it live sounds like you're just doing it for the attention.
What the sister the one that's pregnant, what she should do is show up with a fake, like she should put one of those big bellies on, and go to the wedding like she's 9 months pregnant. See, I'm not going to say anything about it.
I won't tell
Be like,
anybody.
Sorry, this dress used to fit.
Yeah.
I can understand maybe her thinking, the pregnant sister thinking like, oh, our whole family's going to be there. It might be nice to tell everybody at once.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But tell them at the wedding, tell them
Right.
individually.
That's a good
to
point.
get on the microphone and be like, and,
that's
you
your
know,
sticking
that's a
point.
good
is
point.
that.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a good
Like
point.
to be like,
I
hey,
thought you meant
this
she
is a very
shouldn't say
special
it.
day for more than one person. Because
Right.
how is she
Yeah,
going to
that's
do
what
it?
I
Like,
pictured too.
yeah, because obviously we got a new brother in the family, and they're about to be an aunt and uncle. Like you're only doing that for your own.
That's only gonna take attention away for 3 minutes. It's not like everyone's like, oh my god, they're pregnant, and like the rest of the night, it's like
Like, why is she drinking?
every
so
guy
much?
in that place every guy in the place will have forgotten 5 seconds after they heard that announcement.
But it's a lot like imagine someone getting engaged at your wedding or close to your wedding, and then you're, like, because they're gonna be like, show me your ring.
Honestly, the funnier part is somebody getting engaged in my wedding would bother me way more than somebody announcing their pregnancy.
I think it's both selfish. It's selfish on both accounts. You're trying to take attention away from their day.
Yeah, I agree. The engagement would bother me way more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you do that?
No.
Did somebody get engaged at your wedding?
No, we will tell you later.
When Derek and Alana have a secret, it's like my favorite.
We make eye contact like we make eye contact like we're based-ball players. We're like, don't steal
I saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, what do I not know?
I saw your head turned quick. I was like,
Alana wants to take this podcast to tell everybody something important. Or tell them about your baby that you're stealing.
I do not have a baby.
No, I do think it's just super selfish, and I think it's, again, there's a time and a place for it. Maybe at like, I don't even know. Like, tell everybody individually. I think making an announcement.
wait, let me throw this out there. What if she had let her do the things she wanted to do? Like
good question.
whatever it was, throw the bouquet and stuff.
If she let her catch the bouquet?
Yeah. What if she let her do that and then she asked? Would you feel different at all?
I think she's using it as an example. I think letting her have the bouquet for a few pictures is not a big deal whatsoever, because that's a funny thing that you can just do.
I don't even know what my flowers look like
Right.
anymore.
You can just do that.
Yes.
To be like, nice to hear.
They cost you a lot, though.
I know you had flowers.
But to like purposefully throw the bouquet to your sister, like, hey, you just got broken up with here. Like, I think that's cheesy and corny too. Like, so I can understand, like, hey, no, like, I'm not going to throw this. Like, I understand that as well. Again, here's the biggest thing. It's your day. So whatever you say goes.
Right.
You're spending a lot of money to be there.
Right.
I mean, the sister didn't. Did they say there was a big falling out after she said no?
None of the. There's no details. No details.
That's typical Reddit.
Typical Reddit.
There's no details.
No follow up. No details. Bullshit.
But you know what's not bullshit? This episode of Bad Potato Salad has not been bullshit.
She was the asshole? Did we even say what she was?
She's
the asshole.
not the asshole.
She's not the asshole. I don't think she's the asshole.
No. I don't think so.
All right. All right.
Okay.
I don't think it's a big deal, but if the person says no, they said yeah.
It's their day. If they
you're not an
say
asshole
no,
for saying
right?
no.
You're not the asshole for saying
I
no.
had to think the thing. Yeah, not the asshole.
Okay.
Yep.
And you're not the asshole for being here till the very end. If it's your first time being here, I will tell you, the show has been growing and it's been reaching new audiences. So if it's your first time being here, we hope you enjoy this. I actually thought this was a pretty funny episode. And I'm a little like jaded. Sometimes I'm like listening back to an episode. I'm like, it wasn't our strongest episode. This one started off really, really funny. So I feel like if you love this show and you want to be here, welcome to the Bad Potato Salad family. Please rate, review, subscribe anywhere podcasts are available, because we have been Bad Potato Salad.
And you've been served.
You've been served.